how to attract more coaching clients using Skool. So what has happened over the last couple of years is Skool has developed as a great platform, Skool, is a great platform to build relationships with potential coaching clients and then, get them into a coaching program. But the question is like, how do you actually get coaching clients from your Skool group or from a Skool group if you haven't launched one yet? Why would you use it or how? We're going to talk about all that right now. You see, one of the problems coaches have is they have a hard time building a relationship with people because Facebook groups have virtually no engagement. I had a Facebook group recently that I grew to about 1,400 people. Not big, but we grew it automatically. Didn't take any of my time. And the engagement in there is about 3%. Okay. So for example, if I put a post out to say, just hypothetically say, we'll downgrade it to 1,000 people just to make it simple. That post will get seen by about 30. Okay. So it's terrible. The engagement is horrific. And so a lot of coaches who are trying to build some engagement and stuff like that are having a horrible time because even if you use a Facebook page, very few people see it. And so it's really hard. So the benefit of a Skool group is you get pretty much 100% engagement because when you create a post, it goes to everybody and, goes into their email and also goes to notifications and stuff like that. And so how do you get more coaching clients from your Skool group? We're going to talk about 3 strategies and 3 things you need to know right now and why I believe it's one of the best things that could have possibly happened to the coaching consulting space. And let's get into it. The first thing you need to understand is that it is not a primary place to drive traffic, okay? Meaning you can't just create a Skool group and think that people are going to search for you on Skool or whatever and just magically join this group. It just doesn't work that way. It's a secondary place, sort of like the old Facebook group strategy was. You can't just have a Facebook group and hope people find it and join it. Doesn't work like that. So what you need to do is you need to have a primary traffic source in order to get people in. Now, I think the best primary traffic source is going to be Facebook ads. And the reason is because it's cheap, it's super targeted, super focused, and it's quite frankly, it's very easy to do, especially in niche markets like relationship niches and weight loss and all the other markets that are out there, because you got to remember the Skool group strategy for building content, getting coaching clients is extremely new outside the coaching space. So it works very well because a lot of these people have never experienced it before and have no idea what's going on. So it works well, right? Because once something gets used thousands of times, people are less receptive to it. So that's the first thing we need to use is we need to use Facebook ads. Now, I'll get more into that in a minute. The second thing you need to do is you need to have a strategic strategy for people booking calls. So I see these groups all the time. I'm in a number of them. They're just loaded with content, just lots of good content. And here's what you need to understand. Just giving people content doesn't do anything but kind of make them full, right? It gives no strategic advantage to you, and people aren't just going to consume your content and be like, oh, wow, this person's amazing. I'm going to work with them. Because you got to understand that content's everywhere. I mean, YouTube's full of lots of content. You could watch free YouTube videos for the rest of your life, right? And so that's the same thing here. The content that has to go into your Skool group is specifically designed to change their belief system. Now, what does that mean? It's not like you're doing like mindset tricks. It's like, what do people need to know and experience to want to work with you? Okay. For example, like if you're helping people with mindset strategies, what kind of things they need to know that you can create some training on that they'd be like, wow, this is really good. I want more of this. How do I work with that person? You see what I mean? Versus just dumping lots of content and then them going, oh, wow, this is really good. I mean, I got a 15-page to-do list from one video, so I'm just going to do that, and then I'll reach back out to the coach and go from there. You see what I mean? See the difference? And so it's got to be strategically designed to make them want more, not just give them more to do. Because content alone isn't going to fix their problem, or it would have fixed it. So just remember that. And that's the second thing. Do not waste your time loading your Skool group with content, thinking that people are just going to magically want to work with you and book calls because you have tons of content. It doesn't happen. It never will. And it's just going to get worse and worse as time goes. All right. The third strategy is the absolute most important. I'm going to come back to it. But first of all, hit the subscribe button on this video so that you're going to be able to get updates. I spent about 3 million over the last 3 years on Facebook ads. And what I do is I share what I've been learning over the last number of years. I've got over 1,300 coaching clients. And in this free YouTube channel, I share what's working, what we're learning, what's happening now, best ways to get clients. And the easiest way to get access to all this free training, hit subscribe. That way you're going to get notified about the upcoming videos, and then you can get access to them when you watch YouTube. All right. The third thing you need to do is have a strategic strategy to book calls. So all these three things hook together. We want to use Facebook ads to drive people to them, to the group, get people in. And then the second thing we're going to do is we're going to have strategic content to shift their belief system so that they're like, wow, this is really good. I really want this. How do I get more? And then the third thing we need to do is have strategic strategy to get them to book calls. There's a few ways to do that, okay? The first way, which is the easiest, is just a call to action under every video to be like, hey, book a call, see if I'm a good fit. And you can do it that way. The second way is a setter. And what can happen there is you want to get a setter, somebody either who's paid on commission or paid a base salary plus commission. And you're just going to get them to essentially communicate with those people, call them, text them. How do you like the content? Hey, that's great. You enjoying it? All right. Well, look, we got a better strategy. You know, this is free stuff's really good, but coaching is what you need, not a bunch of free content. And we send them into a coaching program that way. Those are the two best strategies, and an email follow-up. Because here's the biggest problem most coaches are making when they're trying to use like a Skool type of community with this is they're not driving the right traffic, which is meaning they're just trying to get organic leads to get into the Skool group. And the problem is they're just losing them. What do you mean by losing them? Well, these people are not engaging because there's just too much content. It's not strategic enough. And then they're just relying on their content to get them book calls. And so then they're driving traffic potentially from Facebook or wherever, and it's losing them money. They're getting people in, and the whole thing's just a dumpster fire. And they're like, well, this is no better than a Facebook group or some content portal where I can just dump all my content. Nobody wants it. Nobody likes it. So there's a very strategic strategies that you need to use around this. Those are the three. Now, here's the cool thing. I have an upcoming webinar that's going to share with you the 300-word Facebook ad strategy and snowball system that's working right now to attract affluent coaching clients. What I want you to do is click the link in the description or in the pinned post, get registered for this upcoming webinar. And in that webinar, I'm going to show you exactly the 3 biggest mistakes coaches are making right now in order that's causing them to waste thousands of dollars on ads, that's getting them garbage quality leads. Plus, you're going to discover the 3 strategies to help make you seen as the only option. Number 2, how to leverage the AI in Facebook that's more powerful than it's ever been to go into Facebook and find you the most qualified people and why it's automated. And then thirdly, what you need to do so that people will want to work with you over all the other people in your coaching space so that you can then get the best clients, have obviously the most amount of profits, scale your ads, and build an established coaching business that gets you to that next level without posting on Facebook, without Facebook groups, without dumping content all over Facebook or Instagram. So click that link now and get registered for the webinar, and we will see you over there.